Let's talk about one of the most incredible pieces of engineering in the entire universe, the human eye. And really, it's so much more than just a window you look out of. It's a living, breathing, self-correcting camera.
I mean, really stop and think about that. How does that even happen? It sounds like magic, right? Well, it turns out the answer is all about some brilliant physics and biology working together in perfect sync. And that's exactly the way to think about it. Your eye isn't just passively seeing things. It's an active, incredible optical device. So let's peel back the layers and see how this amazing biological camera actually works. To really get the whole picture, first, we gotta meet the key players. Think of them as the high-precision parts that make this whole thing possible. Okay, so every single one of these parts has a mission-critical job. You've got the cornea out front, doing the heavy lifting of focusing light, all the way to the optic nerve at the back, which zaps the final picture to your brain. It's like a delicate, high-speed dance to create everything you see. All right, the team's assembled. Now, let's follow a single ray of light. We're going to trace its incredible split-second journey from the outside world all the way to becoming a clear image inside your head. So, it all kicks off when light bounces off something and hits the cornea. Then, the iris, that's the colored part of your eye, does something brilliant. It adjusts the size of your pupil, making it tiny and bright light and wide in the dark. From there, the light hits the crystalline lens for a final, perfect focusing tweak before, bam, a sharp image lands on the retina at the back. And this, right here, this is the eye's true superpower. It's called accommodation. This is how you can look at your phone 1 second and then instantly focus on a plane in the sky. These teeny tiny ciliary muscles are actually squeezing and relaxing the lens, changing its shape on the fly. It's a seamless, automatic adjustment that no man-made camera has ever truly matched. So that's how it's supposed to work. That's the blueprint for perfect vision. But as many of us know all too well, the system isn't always flawless. What happens when that perfect path of light gets just a little bit off course? I bet this sounds familiar to a lot of you. Maybe you can read a book perfectly, but a sign across the street is just a blur. Or maybe it's the other way around. Well, this isn't some kind of failure of the eye. It's actually a pretty simple physics problem. You know, when it comes to clear vision, it all comes down to one thing: location, location, location. That point of light has to focus directly on the retina. If it lands even slightly in front of it, or slightly behind it, your world turns into a blur. And this little focusing error is what causes the two most common vision issues out there: myopia, which we all know as nearsightedness, and hypermetropia, or farsightedness. And this shows the difference perfectly. With myopia, think of it like this. The light focuses before it even reaches the retina. It hits its sharpest point too early. So by the time it gets to the back of your eye, it's already started to blur again. With hypermetropia, it's the exact opposite. The focal point would land behind the retina, which makes it really hard to focus on things up close. So if the whole problem is just that light is landing in the wrong spot, the solution is actually pretty elegant. We just need to, we need to guide it back on track. But how? It feels almost too simple, doesn't it? The idea that a pair of glasses or little contact lenses can take this fuzzy, messy world and just snap it back into crystal clear focus. The magic, it turns out, is all in the shape of that lens. And the solution is just beautiful physics. For myopia, where the focus falls short, a concave lens spreads those light rays out just a tiny bit, basically pushing that focal point backward so it lands perfectly on the retina. For hypermetropia, a convex lens does the opposite. It pulls the light rays together a little sooner, pulling that focal point forward so it lands right on target. Simple and brilliant. Corrective lenses are an incredible invention. But what if the problem isn't the focus? What if light can't even get into the eye clearly in the first place? That's the reality when the very window of the eye, the cornea, gets damaged. So when that clear front part of the eye, the cornea, gets cloudy or scarred, light just can't pass through properly, and that can cause blindness. But there is a solution. It's a procedure called keratoplasty, where a surgeon can replace a damaged cornea with a healthy, clear one from a donor. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Because unlike getting a pair of glasses, the cure for this kind of blindness isn't something we can just manufacture in a lab. It depends completely on the incredible generosity of another person. And there are some really surprising facts here that bust a lot of myths. Pretty much anyone can be a donor. Even if you wear glasses, even if you've had cataracts, you can often still give the gift of sight. The process itself is quick, it's respectful, and it's totally anonymous, which protects both the donor's family and the person receiving the gift.
But out of all these facts, maybe the most powerful one is this number, 2, because the generosity of just one person can give sight back to 2 different people. Just think about that for a second. Through one simple, selfless act, a single person's legacy can completely change the course of 2 other lives, transforming a world of darkness into one of brilliant light and color. It's a pretty powerful thought to end on.